One thing I want to say with these 30 champ commandments, these are going to be life philosophies and just ideas, and like I said, pretty much just life philosophies that I've internalized, and I stand by these for sure. So one thing I'll say as well is if you're a person that has no direction in life, this is going to be plenty of good advice and definitely a strong foundation for you to believe in, and you can also create your own commandments for yourself or create your own set of philosophies that you want to live by. And I definitely recommend everyone for doing. I recommend anyone and everyone for doing something similar to this because you definitely need some type of structure when it comes to what you believe in and the things you live by. So that's kind of what I did today. And of course, I live by more than just these 30, but I wanted to have a solid number, and I thought 30 was a perfect number for this. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started. One thing I also want to mention as well is some of these things can conflict at times. Okay, and it all comes down to the importance of what I deem to be most important in that moment. Um, I've definitely had some things in the past where it kind of had a conflicting view, but I actually saw it through, and it definitely, like I said, it definitely put into perspective exactly what I value and how I kind of value it. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started with that. The first one, the first champ commandment, right? This is a very, very important commandment, okay? So I believe in treating deserving women with love and respect, right? So pretty much every single woman that I've ever dealt with, for the most part, I would say they know that I treat them with a high level of respect. Shout out to all the women in my life, as far as, like my grandmothers, my mom, my sister, you guys know, you guys, all my aunts and everything like that. They've definitely given me the tools necessary in order to learn the respect and learn everything I'll need when it comes to pretty much just like I said, treating women with the respect that they deserve and treating them with the love that they deserve. So that's how I wanted to go ahead and get it started. So that is the first thing that I definitely believe in, and I believe that this should be applied to pretty much everybody, right? You should be treating the women and more specifically, the deserving women in your life with the love and respect that they truly deserve. So that's how I kind of wanted to start it off. Also, if you're in here, I want you to go ahead and leave a comment just so I can see who's in here, and make sure you say what's good. Appreciate it. Other than that, we'll get into the second one. The second one is one of the most important ones that I will say is on here. I believe in taking the ultimate responsibility and accountability for one's life. Now, this is, like I said, one of the most important ones that I will have on here. Now, whatever your life circumstance is, whatever set circumstance you may think that your life is in, I want to emphasize the point that you need to take the ultimate responsibility and accountability for your life because you are the one that is in control of your life. And this is something that like I said, I live by because I know that I am in control of my life. And if you deem for yourself not to be in control of your life, there's a flaw. You have control to an extent. And to believe you do not have any control is a false belief in a world that I personally wouldn't want to live in, right? You need to want to create a world for yourself where you believe that you're fully in control. So all the successes that you have in this life are going to be all up to you, and all the failures that you have in this life are going to be all up to you. Taking the ultimate responsibility and accountability for your life is definitely a route that I would recommend for anyone to go towards because, like I said, you'll be able to give the proper amount of credit to yourself, whether you deserve it or whether you're undeserving of it. It all comes down to you. So that is definitely an important one. And one thing I also want to mention is if you have a conflicting view on any of these views or any of these life philosophies, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something, but I definitely think that these are all pretty solid. So yeah, that is definitely one that I wanted to emphasize as well. And of course, and one thing I also want to mention is, you kind of have situations where you seriously can't control them. But for the most part, I would say a lot of people are in denial of them being in true control of their situation. Right? I can go on the list and list of other things that people deem to be out of their control when in reality it is in their control. So, with that being said, like I said, there's no excuses. There's no excuses for some of the life things that you go through. Right? There are certain things, like I said, that are completely out of your control, and there's a lot of things that people just would like to think that is out of their control because it voids them from having to take the responsibility and looking themselves in the mirror and saying, "Hey, I need to change." Right? Everybody needs to change in this life, and if you're not living the best life that you possibly can be living, like I said, you need to change something. And like I said, that comes with the ultimate responsibility and ultimate accountability that is definitely needed to be taken in this life. Because, like I said, the only way you're going to get to where you want to get to is if you put in the work and if you change yourself and, like I said, take accountability. So that's going to be the second one. The third one, And this is a very important one to me as well. Obviously, these are all important to me, but this one is going to be supporting all the ones who support me, right? I feel like support is a two-way street. If somebody supports me, I definitely want to give them the support that they've given me. I feel like it's kind of counterintuitive to get support from somebody and not, kind of shed that light on that person and say, hey, I support you too. Especially these people that are with me when I come up. I definitely want to give them the support that they've earned. Quite frankly, right? I think it's an earned thing. If you support me, then I'll support you, and if I support you, I expect you to support me. I feel like this is not a unrealistic circumstance or unrealistic expectation to place on an interaction. It is just mutual respect. And with that being said, like I said, if you're a person that supports me and I know you support me, I'm going to give you the support that you give me, or give you some type of support just so you know that I support you in what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish in this life. So I definitely think that is something that definitely is one of my commandments of the champ commandments, pretty much, right? The next one is using. I believe in using all the pains of life and the discomforts of life to your advantage, right? A lot of people view these things as disadvantages, but quite frankly, I'm not a person who believes in any type of disadvantage, right? Which is gonna bring me to one of my next points, but yeah, using all the pain and discomforts of life to your advantage, right? Try to view it from a lens that is a positive seeking lens, is an undefeated type of lens. Because if you choose to think any otherwise, right, you're not going to be in the best spot possible. And I'm a person who likes to have the advantage, the upper hand in a lot of different areas in life. And if you're a person that would, you know, would likely benefit from those same type of circumstances, then you need to frame things in a way that is in your advantage. So, like, let's just say, for example, right? Let's just say you lost a parent, right? Obviously, this is something that is tragic, right? And this is a mind frame that I would try to adopt if, like I said, I were to lose one of my parents. God forbid that happens, but let's just say it does happen, right? The mind frame I would have, and like I said, this is just an example, right? Obviously, it's one of the worst things that can possibly happen to you. I would use it as a source of motivation, and I would use it to my advantage by saying, "Hey, I'm going to live out all the experiences that I wish I could live with them," right? Or I would use that to, like I said, to push me further when I'm feeling down, or let's just say I'm feeling uncomfortable or feeling sad or whatever. I would say, you know what? They wouldn't like me feeling this way, so therefore I need to go ahead and change my circumstance, or I need to do whatever I need to do in order to, like I said, put myself in a position to win and to have the advantage. And like I said, that was just an example. Um I'm not saying that it couldn't be applied to other places, but basically, if it's a disadvantage or if it's a perceived discomfort, definitely go ahead and try to use it to your advantage. It's going to take a little bit of a mind shift, because a lot of those situations are going to leave you down in the dumps. But you need to recognize that the way to live the best life you possibly can is to adopt that mindset of using the pains and discomforts to your advantage. And yeah, that's another thing I'll mention. With all these things that I'm going to be talking about today, I do believe that if you adopt these things, it's going to give you a better existence, a better living existence, a better experience of life. So yeah, the next one is going to be another very important one. Using physicality as a way to strengthen the mind and body by creating your ideal body that is capable of overcoming difficult physical circumstances. So, building the physical body of the ideal person that you would like to become, right? This should be something that you work on weekly. Some might even say the daily, but I would say, a strong body is a strong mind as well, right? You cannot build a strong body without some type of strong mind or self discipline. So I would say it all starts from the body, in my opinion. And as I've built my body and had that created that mental fortitude and created that self discipline for myself, I would say it is definitely something that most definitely is needed for sure, right? Physicality is a way to test your mental, right? So not only do I see working out as a physical battle, but it is most definitely a mental battle. There's plenty of times where, shout out to Anthony, where I'm in the gym with him and I don't feel like doing it, or I feel like I can't do it, right? But instead of that, I use that as a mental challenge to say, what if I can do it? I bet I could do it. It would, like I said, it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm sure I could do it, right? And then I push myself to go further. And yeah, like I said, shout out to my boy Anthony, shout out to my boy KJ. They always when I'm working out with them, I always turn on that extra gear that I have, which is like I said, building that mental, and the mental is just as important, if not more important than that physical for sure. But like I said, a way to build the mental is definitely building the physical. So yeah, that is definitely one that I would recommend. And like I recommend for anybody, right? Get in the gym if you can. Well, not even get in the gym if you can. Get in the gym because more than likely you can. You can. It's just a matter of putting yourself in a position for you to go. Um, Definitely recommend going for sure.